Job number 19752, the lodge at Redmond Ridge. This is done for the actual owners of the lodge at Redmond Ridge. Contact is Lauren. Here's the phone number. Curb, seal coat, and stripe. Here's a map. Kind of looks like a pork chop. Goes all the way down into this corner. These are the areas for seal coating all through here. The circular drive all the way out. The green pins are 28 locations of curb to be removed and replaced. There are little chip marks everywhere, and some of them are cracked, but I'm giving her a price to replace each section. In the base bid, there are 15 locations around this property here. That'll be in the base bid. And in that base bid, there is 348 feet of removal in those 15 locations. In the other locations, which goes up to 28 locations total, in those other locations in bid option number 1, there's 333 feet. A majority of those areas need to be painted yellow, but that's just going to be in the base bid. So, seal coat, that'll be off the aerial map, which I will draw up on Google Drive so you can see the boundaries. 2,500 feet of crack fill, 259 stalls. There are 18 total ADA stencils. It's not yellow curb, it's speed bumps. They're 20-foot speed bumps, and they are striped like you see right there. Just 4-inch lines going across the speed bumps. So not a lot of paint. I'd probably say each one's going to take not even a half a gallon, but there's 12 of those speed bumps. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. I doubled that up. Cross hatching, 1,000 feet of cross hatching in white. 2,700 feet of yellow curb. The no parking fire lane stencil. There we go. 18-inch no parking fire lane stencils. There's 30. All right. So I'm going to take you around and show you some of the conditions of the curbing. So here at the front of the property, you'll see the sign out here. It says the lodge, and there's a little island. You've got this main office here. The worst curbs and the longest I did were along the fronts where they're butted up against sidewalk. We would have to remove the damaged curb away from the sidewalk and then put it back in. So there's going to be a lot of handwork on this curbing. But in those 15 locations, you've got curb that looks like that. And then you've got down here some areas that look like the bottom of the curb was washed out. There's a ton of areas in this property where the curbs look like that. I'm trying to find a good example here. As you can see here, here's more curbing in the first 15 locations where the curb is damaged up against the sidewalk. Here we go. So here's an example of what a lot of these curbs look like. They have a washout or chipped curbing at the bottom half of the curb. Here's another location right here where it's damaged on the bottom portion of it. Okay. I put a bid in to take out all of the curb. So not just the piece, but the whole section, and redo it with new curb. So a lot of these locations are butted up against sidewalk. So like I said, a lot of handwork. I would say the max they'd probably be able to get done in a day on the curbing to remove and replace probably be about 300 feet at the most, maybe 500 feet because we have the equipment on a bobcat to tear out the curbing. So I would say maybe 500 feet at the most per day on removal. And I think I gave you almost 700 feet of curb to replace. I'll take you around a couple other areas. Okay, so as you can see on this map that I've got, we're up here at the front right now at the entrance. There's an entrance down here that you can come in as well. But that's it on this property. Only 2 entrances. One there, one there. So phasing on this for seal coating, we'll have to probably phase this, I would imagine, in about 4 phases. As far as curb repair goes, probably 95 to 98% of the curbing is on fire lane curbing, so we can do the curb at any time. But in the base bitch, just really wants to focus on the 15 locations that I have around the front office. So again, here's what the speed bumps look like painted, little 4-inch lines on each. So no parking fire lane stencils. Some of them don't match, so if we seal coat, then we'll just go right over them and use our own stencil. But I would say you need to throw in probably a 5-gallon bucket of black so that we can black out the fire lane stencils and put in all the same. And then you'll see the curbing over there that's yellow. It's safety yellow there, but as you go down this way, it's the normal traffic yellow. We need to paint everything the same color, so we'll all do it in that traffic yellow. Here's some more examples of what the curb looks like on some of these areas. It's just chipped off or it's washed off on the bottom portion of it. There's lots of carports in here, as you can see. Down here, there's a ton of carports. So we got to consider that. A lot of shaded areas. More trees in the area. I'd say for each phase, it probably does not need to be power washed, but it definitely needs to have a snuffy on it. And the crack fill is a majority of it is right down the middle, and every once in a while you get a few cracks that come off the side. And that's where I came up with my 2,700 feet. They're currently doing remodels on the roof, putting in new shingles. But this is pretty much what it looks like on the whole development. And it's busy, lots of cars in here, so that's why we'll have to do it in probably 4 phases. You'll want to factor in about 5 gallons of oil spot primer. Here's another shot at some of that safety yellow color. All these curbs, I think, need to be power washed, and so we need to throw in a day of power washing on all the painted curb. Here's some of the worst damage in the back of the property. That's one of the longer stretches of curb, but that's in bid option 1. That should do it for this video. Pretty standard development. The asphalt's in not bad condition. Crack fill's not too bad. It's mostly down the middle. The striping's really faded. So if we don't seal coat, then we definitely know we need to have 2 coats of paint on a restripe. Any questions, let me know. Thank you.